Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome once again to another round of Bigger's Better coming to you.
Good evening,
from
ladies
in
and
Lithuania.
gentlemen. Welcome to the beautiful Siemens Arena in Vильnюs. Live on EuroSport for Bigger's Better number 12. Let me introduce to you Indri for the Lithuanian national anthem.
Lietuva tėvynė mūsų, tu didvyrių žemė, iš praeities tavo sūnus, te stiprybę semia, tegul tavo vaikai eina vien takais dorybės, tegul dirba tavo naudai ir žmonių gerybei, tegul saulė Lietuvos tamsumas prašalina ir šviesa ir tiesa mūsų žingsnius telydi, tegul meilė Lietuvoj dega mūsų širdyse, vardan tos Lietuvos vienybė težydi.
So there you are, formalities virtually complete. Jean-Philippe Lustig is our MC.
In collaboration with Egis Klimas, present the one and only boxing tournament with different school of fighting. Tonight, the winner takes all. A victory without danger is a triumph without glory. Is bigger better?
Good evening. Bigger is better.
So there you go then, we're coming to you from the Siemens Arena in Lithuania, Vilnius to be exact. 8 men, 8 boxers going for $30,000 here.
In the blue corner, wearing a black trunk, weighing at 90 kilos, is 18 years old only. Coming from Ireland, but based in Aarhus, Denmark. Please welcome Shahriar Viesti. And now in the red corner, wearing a black and white trunk, weighing at 101 kilos, 104 fights in kick and tie boxing. Coming from Belarus, Alexandra Bonchuko. The referee of his
So there, well, that's our first contest on the program. Referee Steve Smoger being introduced.
The world, coming from New Jersey, USA, Mr. Steve Smoger.
The first contest is naturally, of course, a heavyweight contest. And Steve Smoger will be taking charge of this and, of course, many of the others. 3 rounds of 3 minutes.
Obey my commands, respect the bell, and above all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Touch, touch. God bless you.
Thank you. First quarterfinals, 3 minutes, 3 rounds.
So here we go then for the first of our 4 quarter-final contests, and we do have Shahriar Viesti, who lives in Denmark, now from Aarhus, trains at the Coliseum Gym, and a very decent amateur record, 150 wins. Sorry, 150 amateur contest, only 15 defeats, and that's very good form. With me, by the way, Richie Woodall, the former Commonwealth, European and World Super Middleweight Champion. And Richie will be with us in just a moment, but he's up here against Alexander Pantukov. And Pantukov from Belarus, 28 years of age now. Southpaw, as you can see, slightly taller than Viesi. Richie, I've given up predicting the winners of these contests, as I'm sure you know, because they could be anything, couldn't they?
Yeah, it literally could be anything. Sometimes you're expecting boxers with a little bit more experience to come through and win this tournament, but, you know, you can get someone who's very fresh-faced, just coming into professional boxing and makes a statement. Because, Steve, it's not a good advert for pro boxing in terms of the number of rounds they're doing. It's more or less an amateur tournament fought by professionals. It's, you know, I still find it very difficult calling a professional fight over 3 rounds. That's the way I feel about it.
I understand that. And one thing I can say about, you know, on the prediction side of things, and as I say, I'm not going to do it anymore, is that Viesi has had a lot of amateur experience. I'd say 150 amateur contests, and Pantukov has only been a kick and tie boxer in his time, albeit a very experienced one. 87 wins as a kick and tie boxer, 35 knockouts to his credit. Former Baltic professional kickboxing champion and world amateur champion on 2 occasions. So, you know, he's got that on his side. But the one thing we always say, Richie, they're 2 completely different codes, aren't they?
Yes, definitely. I think Viesi here as well, Steve, he's a little bit smaller, and he should use that to his advantage in terms of the speed of movement. Pantukov is a bigger fighter, looks very strong on the front foot coming forward, but Viesi, as I say, has got that movement and should use that fast feet and fast hands in and out.
Indeed. And just to remind you once again, buddy, as Viesi lands a decent right, and again, he's only 18 years of age, you know, giving away 10 years here in age to Pantukov, who's also about 11-12 kilograms heavier, and he's making a good fist of this, Richie.
Tell you what, very impressed with him in this opening round. Been delivering some lovely 1-2s, especially the right hand. There it is again, and then he switches downstairs with the right hook to the body. So yeah, I like the look of him. Yep,
and he's originally from Iran, now boxing out of Denmark, and not making a bad fist of this one at all. And once again, good shots here getting in from Viesi.
What he's doing as well, Steve, here, Pantukov is very slow in getting his guard back up, isn't he? So as he's landing shots, then Viesi's coming back with fast counters, fast hands. He'll also bring in a right uppercut here and there, which has hit the target several times. So I do like his response, and he's using that fast hands, fast feet. Here he goes again. He's boxing, throwing punches in clusters, which is good.
Indeed, but of course Pantukov, you know, he hasn't got a 35 knockouts on his record for no reason. He's obviously got a bit of power about him, so obviously Viesi needs to watch himself here. But a good start. And there, yep, first round ends and goes clearly Sharia Viesi's way. So a 10-9 win for him. And there is Alexander Pantukov, as I say, from Belarus, 28 years of age now. Comes from the Gladiator Gym in Molodechno, I think is how you say it. And as I say, a former kick and tie boxer. No genuine boxing experience behind him. But of course, this, Richie, is all about getting guys that are not necessarily versed in boxing to compete.
To compete, yeah. Although it's only over 3 rounds, it's certainly under the professional code. There's no head guards, there's no vest. Apart from those 3 rounds, then everything is meant to be professional here, Steve. But
and of course, they are recorded as pro fights.
Yeah, they are indeed.
I don't personally mind it because, you know, look at the prize fighter format, which is this basically is. It's nothing new, by the way. It happened an awful long time ago, but has been resurrected in recent years in Britain. And round 2 then of the scheduled 3, the first of our quarter-finals, where the winner of this contest will face the winner of our next contest in the first semi-final. So round 2 it is. Now, Alexander Pantukov, well, he's got one thing on his mind, Richie, and that's to land a big un.
What Pantukov has got to do better, Steve, here is when Viesi's coming in, he's got to start trying to land with the right hook. The right hook, trying to catch his opponent as he's actually coming towards him, I think would be a good punch to throw. But but he's coming forward and he's a little bit too slow getting his hands back to that guard position. That's what VEC has been concentrating on with those fast counters.
Well, I've got to say this Iranian has pretty much impressed me with speed of punch, which is a vital factor, of course. And Pantukov, well, he might just be a little bit too big for his own good.
He's a bit tentative at this stage, Pantukov. He's got to start using his jab just a little bit more. And, like I say, bring him onto that right hook. But I think he was caught heavily in that opening round, and that's made him think twice. He's a little bit tentative coming in.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Well, he did get through there with a left hand, Pantukov. But once again, fists are flying here from VEC.
He keeps changing, doesn't he, Pantukov, from southpaw to orthodox.
Yes, a great gift if you can do it.
Yeah, if you can do it well.
And Steve Smoger, of course, our referee, always has his work cut out with these big guys, doesn't he?
Great referee. Refereed many world title fights. Very experienced.
And also a very nice man. Nice right there again for VEC, and again.
Well, again, Steve, typical example of Pantukov coming on his back foot, but his guard is just not high enough. That left-hander especially is very, very low. VEC's using fast feet, and there it is again, right hands. You know, it's an easy target to hit if you're against an opponent with a low left hand, but fair play to VEC, he's finding that target.
Absolutely. Well, don't forget, you know, I mean, the main factor here on VEC's part is the simple fact he's 18 years of age. And, you know, he's showing an awful lot of talent for an 18-year-old. Of course, we don't know what the night holds for him. You know, we don't know how he's going to cope over, you know, boxing 3 times. Although, having said that, it's something you and I did in the old days, Richie.
Yeah. Well, we've seen it many times in this tournament where when a boxer performs very well in his opening contest, but uses up too much energy. So I think VEC is going to be two rounds ahead. I'd like to see him just ease back a little bit in that 3rd round and
save something in the tank.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, he's won 2 out of 2, no doubt about that. So, just to remind you once again, Sharia VEC, 90 kilograms, from Iran, 18 years of age. There he is, from the Colosseum gym in Aarhus, which is now where he lives. And don't forget, 150 amateur contests, only 15 defeats. And Alexander Pantukov from Belarus, 28 years of age now. And former world amateur kickboxing champion on 2 occasions. I don't know what organisation that was under, by the way. There are so many now. There's almost as many as there are in boxing these days, yeah. Richie.
Too many.
So 3rd and final round coming up then, and it looks, on paper anyway, like VEC's going to get himself through into the 1st semi-final, where he'll be taking on either Mateusz Lundqvist or Kamil Sokolovsky. And that's coming up next. There's our timekeeper.
Round 3 and last round.
Doesn't really want to be taking any chances now, Steve, here. VEC, I think he's winning this contest 2 rounds ahead. And he's in against a bigger man who's fairly powerful. And look, he just gets caught there with a left hook, I think it was.
Yeah, it's a sweeping hook, wasn't it?
Sweeping hook. So he's just got to watch what he's doing and just see the contest out.
Yeah, but he doesn't know if he's done enough. You think he has?
Well, I think his corner should have told him, listen, you're 2 rounds up here. If you're going to win, the thing is, Steve, if you're going to win this tournament, you know you've just got to save a little bit back, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely right. Yes, the thing about VEC is if he goes all out here, 100%, what's he going to have, as Richie said, what will be left in the tank when this fight's done, despite the fact he will have 30 minutes to rest?
Yeah, well, maybe so, but you also risk, of course, walking onto a shot if you're going out all guns blazing.
Well, this one looks almost certain now to go to the scorecards. And VEC's beginning to tire.
Yeah.
You know, he looked a little bit ungainly there, didn't he, Richie?
He's just got to keep those hands up, elbows tucked in. But Pantukov coming forward. He's a little bit desperate, Pantukov now. He's looking for that one single shot.
And there's a lot of deep breathing here now from Pantukov. He's done a lot of hard work here. He's not got him very far, but he has worked hard. Nosebleed as well.
He's one of his main problems, Steve. He doesn't really realise if he's an orthodox boxer or a southpaw. He keeps switching, his legs keep crossing. He's making numerous mistakes, lunging in there, then walking onto a shot. He's got power, yes, but he's very inaccurate.
Well, he's by no means a seasoned boxer, Rishi, that we do know. Coming from a kick and Thai boxing background, he hasn't had the same opportunities that VEC's had. Well, I thought his nose was bleeding. It's not. Well, Steve Smoger, they're just checking he's okay to continue. And as you so rightly say, only takes one shot, Rich.
Well, it does with the big fellas.
Well, there's not a whole lot in this last round, but I think VEC's still winning it. And of course, the other thing is cuts.
Yeah, just risking there, just going in too close with the head there, VEC.
Well, we're inside the last half minute. Bell's not too far away. Well, he's clearly going to make it through to this first semi-final, VEC, but what will he have left?
I think overall it's been a fairly good performance from VEC here. Showed good speed of hand and good boxing technique.
He knows what he's doing, doesn't he?
Yeah, not bad.
But tactically, I just wonder whether it was the right thing to do to go all out for 3 rounds or just save a bit, like Richie has suggested. But there, a pretty clear-cut win, we suggest, for Sharia VEC. 30-27. There you go. Select your favourite by going on to biggersbetter.com. Well, Alexander Pantukov, he came, he tried, and it looks like he's failed, but decent effort from him.
Yeah, good little action shot there from VEC. Right hand, and again, catching his opponent. A little bit ragged, just lunged in a little bit there, and that's where you risk with the head clashes. But nevertheless, a couple of good right hands got home. There's one there.
He was over-eager at times, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. But I think he did most of his good work in those first 2 rounds.
Yes. So here we go then for the official verdict. Jean-Philippe Lustig will read that out. And quite naturally, Steve Smoger will raise the arm of the winner.
Winner by unanimous decision and qualified for the semi-final in the blue corner, Sharia VEC.
So there you are then, Sharia VEC gets the win and gets himself into the semi-final. Will he face either Matthias Lundqvist or Kamil Sokolovsky? So that second quarter-final is coming up in just a moment. Don't forget, it features Sweden's Matthias Lundqvist against Poland's Kamil Sokolovsky. They're coming to the ring now.
For the second quarter-final, please welcome in the blue corner from Sweden, Matthias Lundqvist.
So Matthias Lundqvist coming to the ring. He's 31 years of age, one of the oldest in the tournament, in fact. Just shy of 100 kilograms in weight. And not the biggest of the guys. Bigger than Pantukov was, but not much. Comes out of Perry's gym in Uppsala, in Sweden. And he's had kick and Thai boxing experience. He's had 11 wins and 4 defeats. He's top 5 and was a former national Muay Thai champion in 2009. Now that doesn't say that he can be a decent boxer. We'll see.
And now fighting in the red corner, coming from Poland, Kamil Sokolovsky.
Now Kamil Sokolovsky has actually boxed in February in the Biggest Better, and he was beaten by Milen Palnov on points over 3 rounds. Had a couple of MMA contests as well, and as I say, from Poland, 26 years of age now, representing Paco team in Katowice, and he had 40 wins as a kick and Thai boxer, 14 knockouts, 5 defeats, former Polish Muay Thai champion in 2006, K1 champion the following year, won a gold medal in the Black Sea Games in Bulgaria in 2007, became Polish K1 champion in 2008 and 2009, became the Polish international K1 champion last year. So, you know, he's done a lot of the old martial arts, Richie.
Yeah, very experienced martial arts fighter. But sometimes, Steve, that don't mean nothing in professional boxing, to be quite honest.
Absolutely right, and this guy hasn't boxed either.
And fighting in the red corner, wearing a white trunk and weighing at 102 kilos, is the K1 international Polish champion, Kamil Sokolowski.
So Kamil Sokolowski then gets a mention as being the reigning Polish international K1 champion. I don't quite know what that means, to be honest with you. As I say, there are so many bodies. And Steve Smoger, once again, our referee. And don't forget that, of course, this is for the pleasure of facing Sharia VEC in the next bout, in the first semi.
Touch. God bless you both.
Well, Sokolowski, Richie, looks a bit of a mean item, doesn't he?
Yeah, looks a bit of a mean machine, this fella.
Well, let's just see what Matthias Lundqvist is made of. Don't forget, he's the Swede in the black shorts. Maybe he's got better boxing ability, I don't know. But this is a sport, of course, which is not exactly familiar with these two men. They do, of course, you know, they are and have been involved in sports that involve punching, but also a lot of kicking and grappling. So, you know, this is the purest kind of fighting you can get, Richie, isn't it?
Well, Sokolowski's started the better, definitely working behind his jab. Lundqvist is just struggling just to contain that punch at this present stage.
Although I've got a feeling here that Sokolowski's shying away from the right hand there.
I mean, they're both novices, and I would say Lundqvist is probably a raw novice, Steve.
Lands a right, though.
Yeah.
And that forced Sokolowski to hang on. And Sokolowski, by the way, 5 years younger than his opponent here, despite the fact that Lundqvist does look the younger man, doesn't he?
Yeah, mistake Lundqvist is making very early in this fight, Steve. He's getting too close to Sokolowski. And he's allowing his opponent to get too close to him as well. He just doesn't seem to be able to find the room to land the shot, and that's because he's literally a bit too near to his opponent.
Yeah, well, that's all down to lack of experience, isn't it?
Yeah. Just got to work with the jab a little bit more. Just measure that gap with the jab. That's what the jab is, a great punch for, point scorer, but also to measure distance.
And also to set your opponent up for a big shot. Best punch in the book, the jab.
Sokolowski also, I like this little right uppercut that he's throwing. When he gets in close, he'll whip one either to the midsection or he'll try and bring it through the middle, but it's a good variation in his work, that right uppercut.
Well, assuming that Sokolowski gets through this, how can you see him getting on with Sharia VEC?
Oh, it's too early to say yet, Steve. We've got to see how he pans out over the 3 rounds. What's his fitness like? That was a nice jab. Bit of a head clash there. They both just acknowledged it as well.
Yep. And that's one thing you got to watch out for. Injuries at this stage that could rule you out of any further contests. Yep, Sokolowski's certainly got some talent, hasn't he?
Well, I think he's took this opening round. Lundqvist is very game, keeps coming forward, but no real structure to his work. Taking too many now there. And just got to use the jab a little bit more.
Yeah, good start for Kamil Sokolowski. Wins the first round 10-9. And, you know, as we mentioned previously, there's an awful lot of experience on Sokolowski's side. Not a great deal, I'm afraid. Only 15 fights under the belt here of Lundqvist. So here we are, a bit of replay coming from round 1. Almost an elbow there from Sokolowski, I felt.
Yeah,
just a decent right.
He gets caught with the right hand there from Lundqvist. That was a good shot, but then left hook comes from Sokolowski. But I like to see him use that right uppercut a little bit more. There it was there as well on the inside.
Yeah, followed by the left hook.
Yeah.
So well, this man's 26 years of age now, 5 years younger than his opponent. And he's got, whoever wins this will have a tough fight in the first semi-final.
Round 2.
So round 2 it is. So Mattias Lundqvist in the black shorts in action here against Kamil Sokolowski. And Sokolowski, as Richie so rightly said, made a decent start. He's got a good array of punches as well. And a decent amount of power, I suspect.
Yeah, he started the round again well, just literally because he's starting to use that jab. What I like about Sokolowski, he'll use the jab, but then when Lundqvist gets up close, then he'll change and he'll whip the uppercut through.
Yep, and the short hook. Oh, lovely, lovely left hook there, right uppercut, left hook. Great combination from Sokolowski, and Lundqvist here is in big trouble.
Bad signs there. Body language is bad. The referee just looking into his eyes. Terrific right uppercut.
Well, Sokolowski can finish this one here.
Oh, 2 good jabs again.
Oh, he's got him again. It's all over. It's all over. Sokolowski wins in 2.
And that's good for Sokolowski in terms of, Steve, he hasn't gone the 3 rounds. He's saved a little bit. So, for me, he's favourite now against Viisi.
Absolutely right. So, semi-final, the first one features Sharia Viisi in action against Kamil Sokolowski in our first semi-final. Don't forget, all these lads are heavyweights. And don't forget also on the table, $30,000 for the winner at this Siemens Arena in Vilnius. Biggest better 12. Well, Richie, once again, back to the predictions. I mean, I wouldn't dream of predicting a winner of this tournament now.
No.
We've still got to see a few more, of course.
Great combination, though, wasn't it? That
beautiful.
The left hook, right
beautiful.
Uppercut. Just missed the target, but the left hook certainly bang on the button. Terrific shot.
Absolutely cracker. So there you are, stoppage in about 1.5 minutes or 1.25 minutes of round 2, I suspect. So here's official confirmation.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for both fighters. Winner by TKO in round 2 and qualified for the semi-final, Kamil Sokolowski.
So there you are then, Sokolowski finds his way through to the next round, the semi. So don't forget, we're going to have Kamil Sokolowski in action against Sharia Viisi. That's our first semi-final. The next one will be decided in the next 2 bouts. Loads more to come here, of course, on British EuroSport. So stay tuned and see if you can pick a winner. Welcome back then to more boxing here on British EuroSport.
Third quarterfinal of Bigger's Better number 12. Please welcome in the blue corner, from Latvia, Konstantin Glukov.
So Konstantin Glukov coming to the ring as the shortest, the heaviest and the oldest competitor in Bigger's Better 12. And that doesn't all go well from here, does it at all, Richie?
I'll tell you what though, Steve, you never judge a book by its cover, do you?
Very true. As an amateur boxer, he had 6 bouts, won 3, lost 3. But he's also had a bit of experience, quite a bit in fact, in kick and tie boxing. 41 wins, 8 losses and 1 draw. Scored 24 knockouts. Won the Riga Grand Prix K1 Championships a couple of years ago. And also became World Muay Thai Champion in 2007. So there's quite a lot about this man. From Latvia, but he is a Russian. 32 years of age. And Sergey Mazlovayev Coming to the ring now, he's a local lad, Lithuanian through and through, 24 years of age, taller, come from the Sparta gym in Vильnюs, the Lithuanian capital. Former European World Kickboxing Association champion in 2007, Baltic light heavyweight champion in 2009, and K1 European champion a couple of years ago. Also competed in MMA tournaments, and he did actually box in Bigger's Better last year. Was beaten by Konstantin Bejaneru, who's not a bad fighter, Richie.
Good fighter, Bejaneru.
They'll get the winner of this bout. Will take on the winner of our next contest in the second semi-final. So the shortest, heaviest and oldest boxer in action here against one of the youngest, not the youngest by any means, and one of the tallest too.
In the blue corner, wearing a red trunk, weighing at 112 kilos, Konstantin Glukov!
Glukov looks very muscled, looks very strong. You can tell he's an inside fighter right from the word go.
Yep, 32 years of age now. He'll know his stuff.
From Klaipėda in Lithuania, Sergei Masloboyev.
Big weight difference here, Steve, as well.
Yep, absolutely. But Sergei Masloboyev looks like he may have the ability on his slate to take care of Glukov. Certainly lots of martial arts experience, and he's done a bit of boxing as well.
Gentlemen, you were given instructions in your each language. Touch your gloves. God bless you both.
So round one of a scheduled three. Don't forget all about schedule of three-minute rounds. Just to remind you once again, Konstantin Glukov in the red shorts against Sergei Masloboyev of Lithuania. Well, looks like he's got long arms here, Glukov.
It looks like a heavyweight against a cruiserweight, though, Steve, here. Glukov just sitting back a little bit, waiting for his opportunity, but looks so strong.
Yeah, there's 30 pounds in it, by the way, between them. 30-pound difference, and no prize for guessing who's the heavier.
Well, Masloboyev here, Steve, he's got to keep his distance against this fella. You know, you pick horses for courses and the right tactics, and he doesn't want to be mixing it on the inside against a man much heavier. That's what he should be doing. That's good with that long jab, long right hand, that's okay.
Yes, and Richie, I think you're absolutely right. We're looking at a man here who's a lot, 30 pounds heavier, probably quite heavy-handed as well, I would suggest. Well, nice left hook there. Oh, and again here, good shots coming in now from Masloboyev. So we know he can perform if he has to. So Masloboyev then with the tattooed right shoulder. And don't forget, of course, he's the crowd favourite, being a Lithuanian.
Yeah, he's boxing well on his back foot. He's boxing the right tactics, just waiting for his opponent to... Oh, there you go. And that's what
you were on about that earlier.
Yeah, right hand over the top. I thought he was boxing the right tactics on the back foot, keeping the distance. But there, Glukov moves in with fast feet and sends that right hand over the top.
And he'll be looking for the finish here. Over a minute to go. So, Glukov in the driving seat here. And... well, that's interesting. Masloboyev picked himself off the floor, tries to outbox. Oh, lands a lovely left hook.
Yeah, great response. I don't know what Glukov is waiting for here. He's just hurt his opponent. He must get on the front foot and actually get to him. He still probably hasn't fully recovered from that shot. Got to close the gap down and just get stuck into him now, but in at close range. Waiting too long, Glukov.
Having said that, Richie, he has felt the weight here of Masloboyev's punches, so possibly slightly apprehensive.
He's just let Mazlabayev here off the hook, Steve. That's what he should be doing. He should get to him. He hurt him there. You know, you don't let him off the hook.
Well, that's an old boxing saying, of course, off the hook. Well, first round, that will go Glukov's way, but will it go by a 2-point margin, Richie, or just the one?
You know what, Steve? I think it's a 2-point margin myself.
Right, I'll go with you on that.
It's a 10-8 round, isn't it? You know.
Well, he won the round, and of course, he scored a knockdown. So, Sergei Mazlabayev has got a problem here. Big, high right hand there from Glukov. And then he took a couple of belters.
It was a great response. And there's Glukov then missing with that right hand. Sends it over the top, high on the temple. That was the shot.
Horrible punch.
Yeah, the temple shots are the worst punches. They really are. That was high on the temple. But after that, he was guilty of letting this fella loose, let him off the hook. He should have been on him, but he let him recover.
Yes, I completely agree with you. But he's won the round by a 2-point margin, which means that poor Mazlabayev has got to win the next 2 rounds to get a draw.
Yeah, he's got it all to do, but there were encouraging signs. He came back well. He didn't go into a shell.
So Glukov then boxing out of the Alpha Gym in Riga in Latvia. Although, as I say, he is a Russian, but he lives in Latvia. And this is round 2 of a scheduled 3. And just to remind you once again, Konstantin Glukov in the red shorts. Powerful and 30 pounds heavier, but can be outboxed here by Sergei Mazlabayev, local lad, not only from Lithuania, but also from Vильnюс, where we are tonight.
What Mazlabayev has got to do here now, Steve, as well, he's got to trigger that right hand. You know it's coming. You know that Glukov's going to throw that right hand. So you've got to trigger him off. And the way you do that with a feint. You feint with the feet or you feint with the actual lead hand. Trigger him off and then catch him with the left hook as he's coming in.
Absolutely right. But that's why you went on to become a world champion, Richie. You know, a nice right there from Glukov.
There it was again.
And there's, of course, a lot of national hope hanging on Mazlabayev's shoulders here.
Just a little bit puzzled the way the Glukov's actually working. He's not working hard enough. He's waiting a little bit too... He's trying to edge his way in. If this was over 12 rounds, I could understand it, but this is a 3-round sprint, so he needs to work a lot quicker.
Do you think he might be one of these fighters that thinks the next time I hit you, you're going?
Maybe so. He may have felt the power of Mazlabayev also, because he's landed with a couple of good shots. Just puzzled me, Steve, this has.
Yes, he should have jumped on him, not let him off the hook, as Richie said. Well, I think Mazlabayev getting slightly the better of things here in the second round, but it's still going to put him a point behind with 1 to play. And the chances of flooring Glukov, I would imagine, are rather slim. Although 1 punch, right place, right time, anyone will go, won't they?
Certainly will, but what Glukov's got to do here more, Stevie, he's obviously got to close that gap down. He's using it with quick feet, but what he should be doing also is maybe throwing a double jab. Double jab, closes the gap down, then whip the right hand over the top. He's just gone right hand mad at the moment, trying to land that big shot.
Well, he's in the corner now, needs to box his way out of there. And one thing, of course, that Glukov is susceptible to is long, straight punches. He doesn't like them.
No.
He doesn't punch back when you're throwing punches. So that means that Mazlabayev's going to have to get his finger out here and do some work, despite the fact that he's won that round. But he's still a point behind with only 1 to play.
On our scorecard.
Yeah. So there you are then. Vote on biggersbetterboxing.com for your particular favourites. Although you haven't seen them all yet, we've still got Adrian Paputea and Jonathan Pazzi to come.
Yeah, good response in that round from Mazlabayev. Just gets caught with the right hand there, though. But timing again, Glukov swinging wildly, falling short, walking onto shots.
So no doubt about it that Mazdaboyev needs this final round just to get even. On our card anyway. And I wonder how they're going to sort that out. So this is it, third and final session. And Konstantin Glukov, well, he let his opportunity go in round one and, of course, round two. And has he blown it? I get the impression, Richie, you know, this kid's a local boy.
Yep.
If it does go the full route and he does level it, will they sympathise with him?
If he has a good round here, it will be very interesting on that scorecard. I think Glukov also, Steve, has failed to use his advantage in his weight. You know, he should be on this kid. He should be all over him.
Pushing him all over the place.
Yeah, pushing him, roughing him up, getting him on the ropes there. That's what he should be doing, and using that physical weight advantage, he hasn't done it.
Like you so rightly said in the previous round, Richard, this is not a 12-rounder. You know, you can't afford to hang around. This is an absolute sprint. And, you know, there's a balance between doing enough and doing too much. Or not doing enough.
Yeah. See, running forward again there, Glukov. Not really landing with shots. Must use his jab, double the jab up, move your feet into range, then throw the right hand. And what he should target also, Steve, is pushing Mazdaboyev back onto the ropes to restrict his movements, getting back on those ropes and then go to work.
Well, let's spare a thought really for Glukov. He's not a boxer by trade, so you know that's his out really. Whereas, of course, Mazdaboyev has competed in a boxing ring before as a boxer.
Glukov there just made a mistake there, waiting too long, and he walked onto a little short right hand. It was a good shot, literally because he was waiting. And this, again, is a good round by the home boxer here.
Oh, nice uppercut from Mazdaboyev. Well, it does look like Glukov's blown it. And he was there, wasn't he? There for the taking.
There for the taking, just a lack of experience.
Well, he's a bit of a switch hitter, Glukov, but it's not doing him a lot of good.
Oh, that right hand there from Glukov wasn't far away, was it? He's
dangerous, wasn't it?
Yeah, very dangerous. Mazdaboyev, he's got to keep that left hand a little bit higher, but I tell you, he's won this round again.
That's levelled it up for me.
And a good right uppercut again from Mazdaboyev there.
Well, there's the final bell. Now, let's give that round to him, making it 28 points apiece on our card. But how on earth would the judges separate them, or will they have gone for Mazdaboyev?
It all depends, Steve, if they scored that first round at 10-8.
Indeed. And we did.
Yeah, we did. And I'll still stick by that. That was a 10-8 round for me, for Glukov.
So, did they fight another round? Or toss a coin? Bit of replay then from the last.
There's that short right hand, beaten to the punch. That was a great shot. And there's that little right uppercut on the inside also. His defence is all over the place, Mazdaboyev, but he got through with the better shots in that last round, Steve.
Yep, here we go then for the official verdict. Is it this man Glukov, or is it Mazdaboyev, the local boy? We're about to find out. Well, there could be discussions here, Richie. You know, it's got to be tight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a tight one, this. Well, there's a slight delay.
Well, if I had to put my house on it, I think I'd bung it on Mazda Boyev, really.
You're only saying that because the crowd, Steve.
You suss me already, Richie. Well, they're going through these scorecards, and now Jean-Philippe Lustig has got the official verdict. Where will they go?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. And the winner and qualified for the semi-final is Konstantin Glukov.
Oh, Glukov goes through. Well, that's interesting. We had it dead level at 28 points apiece, but the judges have gone for Konstantin Glukov, who gets himself in to the semi-final. Well, that was a fascinating score, Richie Woodall. You know, you'd have thought, wouldn't you, that in any normal circumstance they'd have gone for the home boy, but they didn't. They went for the outsider, the Latvian Russian.
Yeah, fair play. I thought it was the other way, to be quite honest, but on our scorecards it was a draw. So we expected, as we've seen in this tournament before, an extra round.
But it was a split decision win. And he will face Glukov, the winner of Adrian Poputea or Jonathan Pazzi.
And now, this is the last quarterfinal. In the blue corner, from Romania, Adrian Poputea.
So Adrian Poputea coming to the ring, 27 years of age, from the Bacau boxing gym, and a very decent amateur record. He won 100, lost 30, and scored 42 wins inside the limit. Former Romanian cadet champion in 2001 and senior champion, by the way, from 2005 all the way to 2011. That is 7 times undefeated Romanian amateur champion, and that takes some doing, Richie.
That's not bad at all, because the Romanians are known for their amateur boxing and produce excellent amateurs, and they've got a great tradition of amateur boxing in Romania, so yeah, he must have some talent.
Indeed. Well, he's up against a very experienced professional here.
Jonathan Pazzi.
And Jonathan Pazzi is, well, he's slightly heavier. He's a year older, and he is a bit taller. Comes to the Energy Gym in Euskirchen. Apparently, former World Boxing Union champion as a professional fighter. He's fought 5 12-rounders in his time, but Richie, I've got to say that I think that's thoroughly against him here in a 3-round sprint.
Well, this is it. I mean, if he is a seasoned 12-round man, then he's got to adjust to the 3 rounds. I think he's certainly lacking in confidence, I think, Steve, walking to the ring.
Yeah, very shy man, isn't he? As a pro, by the way, won 22, scored 8 knockouts, lost 24, got knocked out himself 10 times, and drew 2 in 48 outings as a professional. He once was outscored over 12 rounds by Timo Hoffmann, very decent decent German professional. Kickboxing, he won 31, lost 4, drew 1.
Wearing a blue trunk.
Hard to pick these two.
95 kilos. From Romania, Adrian Poputea.
So Adrian Poputea, who is probably Richie Woodall's pick here, knowing what we know about Romanian boxing.
In the red corner, coming from Germany, wearing a black trunk. Weighing at 96 kilos, Jonathan Pazzi.
So Jonathan Pazzi then, as Richie has already said, a very shy man.
And the referee is still Mr. Steve Smoger.
Indeed it is, Stevie Smoger, our referee. So we're up against a very experienced individual here in Pazzi, or the very experienced and very decent Poputea as an amateur.
Good amateur record.
I think an amateur record and an amateur style over a professional will take the odds here over 3 rounds, Rich.
Over 3 rounds, I would totally agree. But you never know, do you?
The last quarterfinals, 3 minutes, 3
So
rounds.
here we go then. Round 1 of a scheduled 3. Don't forget the winner of this one will take on Konstantin Glukov in the next bout, the second semi-final. So Adrian Poputea in the blue shorts against Jonathan Pazzi of Germany. Well, Papute very straight-backed. And that may be to his detriment, Richie Woodall.
Yeah, he is very upright, isn't he? Papute. Straight away, certainly counter-punching on the front foot. He's actually waiting for Pasi to throw a shot, and then he's stepping in with those counters.
Well, he's either a very, very good fighter, or the depth of heavyweights in Romania is pretty poor.
Okay.
We'll have to wait and see. Well, he certainly doesn't have a great deal of power here, Paputea. Well, lands a decent right, but no effect here on Pasi. Well, Pasi looks pretty comfortable, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's moving his head well. He's beat Paputea to the punch several times. Paputea, for me, is a typical Eastern European amateur, the old Eastern European style, very upright, good counter-punching skills, but light puncher.
Yes, absolutely, no power whatsoever. And there's an old saying, of course, that he can't break an egg, as the saying goes. And that's probably quite true. Having said that, Richie, I wouldn't write him off just yet.
You wouldn't fancy a right hand off him?
No, I wouldn't, no.
Nor me.
But the problem he'd have is hitting you in the first place.
Well, that's good head movement from Pasi there. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Maybe punch off that also. Maybe target the left hook. Try and avoid the jab from Paputea. Slip it to your left and then throw that hook. There you go. There's the slip there. So we just need a hook from him now.
Well, he's a seasoned professional fighter, Jonathan Pasi. But, you know, you wonder, 28, you know, he's by no means a sold-out fighter. At 28, you know, you'd have thought he'd been a bit livelier than this, wouldn't you, Richie?
That wasn't too far away. I think, Steve, he's gaining in confidence in this round, Pasi. He knows he's up against... He's very experienced, remember, and he knows he's up against someone who is a relatively light puncher, so he's trying to get to him now. He's actually walking forward, trying to slip those shots and land the bigger punches.
Yes, but another point we made earlier, of course, is you know, having been a seasoned 12-round fighter, how is he going to react, you know, when the bell goes after 3? You know, you've got to start like a train, haven't you? Well, at the end of the first round, I've got a feeling that Paputea may have nicked that one, you know.
I'm going the other way, Steve. I'm going Pasi.
All right, I'm going to call it level then. Yeah. You change your mind?
No, I'm going definitely Pasi.
Okay. Well, I'm going to call that one a level round. So there he is then. That's Jonathan Pasi, 28-year-old German, and there is Adrian Paputea, a 27-year-old Romanian from the Bacău boxing gym. And as I say, he comes into this with a very good amateur record, 100 wins, 30 defeats, 40 knockouts to his credit, and 7-time Romanian champion. Cadet champion in 2001 and 2005 to 2011. He's won it 7 times on the trot.
I remember a great Romanian fighter in the 90s, early 90s. His second name was Vastag.
Oh, yes.
He was a world champion.
Is it Damian Vastag?
Oh, he was unbelievable, Steve. Fantastic body puncher. Terrific fighter.
Absolutely. So round 2 it is. I never had the pleasure of facing a Romanian. The nearest I got to it was when I fought the Hungarian champion in Sweden donkeys years ago. 3 times Hungarian champion. Now, they were something, weren't they?
Yeah, the Hungarians were brilliant. I remember they used to be trained back in the 80s by the great Laszlo Papp.
Absolutely. 3-time Olympic champion.
Yeah, so they were terrific amateurs as well.
Ask me how I got on.
How'd you do?
I won.
Good lad.
Anyway, back to the action here. And don't forget, we're looking at in the blue shorts, the light punching Adrian Paputea in action, of course, against Jonathan Pasi of Germany. And, well, I've changed my thinking, actually. I've got Paputea winning the first round, and I think you got Pasi winning it, didn't you, Richie?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot in the round. Not a lot from both fighters caught my eye, actually. But for me, Pasi going forward just nicked it for me.
Fair enough. And I've gone the other way. And will again if Paputea can keep this up. Now, what's the problem? Ah, shoelace undone. We don't like to see that, do we? We were talking earlier, sorry Rich, we were talking earlier about when you fought Keith Holmes for the title.
Yeah.
A wicked puncher, wasn't he?
He was a deceptive puncher, Steve. He had a great left uppercut, which I felt on several occasions, but he was very awkward, very underrated world champion Keith Holmes.
Absolutely.
And eventually I think he was beaten by Bernard Hopkins, who is
No
a Premier
disgrace.
League fighter, yeah.
Absolutely, still.
Yeah, still going.
So just to remind you once again then, Jonathan Pass in the red and black shorts, the German fighter in action here against Adrian Paputea, looking for the chance to take on Konstantin Glukov in the second semi-final. For me, well, I think the better work is being done by Paputea, although it's very light.
Well, certainly in this round, Paputea, he's commanding on that back foot. Passy, he's not quick enough with the feet. He's inaccurate with the shots. Good head movement, but there's nothing coming from that. That's what I'd like to see more of, that head movement, and then whipping those hooks and that right hand over the top maybe. But he knows he's in against a light puncher. His corner will have told him, get up to him, get up to your man and whip the shots over the top. But the accuracy's not there. There's that left hook, right hand, again missing the target.
Yes, and you know, he can absolutely walk straight through Paputea, but he's, you know, tactically he's not built that way, is he?
No. Oh, lovely 1-2 there from Paputea. Rare occasion when Passy just stopped moving his head there. He was in the firing line and he was hit there with a good 1-2 combination. But better work from Paputea in this round, all on the back foot. He's quite content to sit there and just bring his man onto the shots. Whips one downstairs also. Passy, for me, he's not throwing enough. Got to throw more combinations rather than the singles.
Well, there's the bell to end another decent round, I think, for Adrian Paputea. I've got him winning 2018. Richie, I think you've got him winning 2019, haven't you? No, level.
I've got it level now.
And I just remember the name of the Hungarian champion I beat.
Go on, Steve.
Laszlo Fodor. So if you're listening, Laszlo, hello. That was 1976, I think.
1976.
Goodness me. Anyway.
The year of the hot summer. Back in Britain.
Was it just, yes. So we got one round to go then. I've got Paputea winning the first couple. Richie's got him dead level now. So the winner of the last round will take the verdict. And I've got a feeling here it's going to be Paputea. And don't forget, he'll be facing Glukov in the next bout, if indeed that is true. But, of course, we wait to see.
Well, Passy should come out, Steve, like a whirlwind in this last round. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't.
Yes, Jonathan Passy has not, we don't believe anyway, used tactically. His tactical nous has been letting him down, I think, a wee bit here. But like you said, Richie, and he's doing exactly what you said he should. He's come out very quickly here, catching Paputea now with decent shots. But I don't think Passy's much of a digger either, is he?
No, he's not, unfortunately. Very flat-footed. Moving that head well, that's a little bit better, but they all just seem to be single shots. For me, more combinations have got to be thrown. 2s, 3s, 4s would probably have more of an effect.
Like that. And that.
There's that left hook.
Well, they've told him he's behind.
From the start, didn't we? Just got to throw that left hook.
They've told him he's behind, and he's got to, you know, he's got work to do here. And they're right. And his approach is right now. But could it be, Richie, you know, one of those cases of not wishing to overdo things over the first couple of rounds?
Yeah.
But he's likely to wear himself out with this last round, isn't he?
Well, I think he started far too slow, Steve, Passy in that first round.
And if you've ever wondered, by the way, what it's like to fight 3 times in one night or one day, Richie, you've been there. I've been there, and you know it's not a major problem.
It's difficult.
And if you're fit, it's okay.
Oh, if you're fit, Steve, I see what you're saying now, Steve. So I'm watching the action here. Head movement's good again from Passy. He's raised the tempo definitely in this last round.
Yes.
As Passy.
I think he's just about got his nose in front, although having said that, Paputea beginning to come back now. And there's obviously something about Paputea to have racked up so many good wins and titles, of course, in his time. Very light puncher, though.
All straight punches as well from Paputea. But he's boxed better on the back foot these last couple of rounds.
You're going to go for Jonathan Passy in this round, Richie?
I think this is a fairly even round. This is a good round, Steve. But for me, Passy again has just caught my eye a little bit more than what Paputea has.
Well, I'm still gonna go for Paputea. I think he's won that 30-28, and I think you've got him dead level, haven't you?
I've got them. I've got Passy just winning it, Steve.
Okay,
actually.
fair enough. Right, well, I've gone for Paputea. You've gone for Passy. Of course, we'll have to wait now for the official judges' scorecard. Our opinion doesn't count, unfortunately.
No.
If it did, Richie, we'd be in right trouble here.
Yeah.
So we've just seen the 4th and final quarter-final. Don't forget the winner of this contest will take on Konstantin Glukov in the 2nd semi-final. And we will also be having a backup contest between Lukas Zygmunt of Poland in action against Janis Ginters of Latvia. So that will be before the final. So we've got 2 semis, then that special contest, then of course the final. Still to come.
Body language is definitely better in Paputea's corner. Little tap from his coach. He's quite happy with the work.
Yeah, I think he's won it, Paputea.
Please, big applause. Please, for both fighters. Thank you. Winner by unanimous decision and qualified for the semi-final, Adrian Paputea.
Yep, he's got through. So there you are then. Paputea will take on Konstantin Glukov. Well, the crowd didn't enjoy that, Richie.
Interesting.
Yeah, bad luck to Jonathan Passy there of Germany. So we're going to have a look at the draw now to see who's who and what's what. And you already know, of course, from what I've been telling you. Or maybe that will be coming up a wee bit later, I don't know. But the first semi-final is going to be our next bout. Stay with us. So there's the semi-final draw. Sharia Viisi in action against Kamil Sokolovsky. Konstantin Glukov against Adrian Poputea. And your money really could be on either one of these. Don't forget the 30 grand still up for grabs here. And to get it, or at least be in with a chance of getting it, you've got to win this first semi-final.
Here in Vильnюs at the Siemens Arena. This is the time for the first semi-final. In the blue corner, from Denmark, but originally from Iran, Sharia Viisi.
So coming to the ring then in the blue corner for this first semi-final, Sharia Viisi, originally from Iran, now based in Aarhus in Denmark, from the Colosseum Gym. And very good amateur record, 150 amateur contests, lost only 15. And the youngest competitor in the contest, 18 years of age. And pretty decent boxing for him in the first round, Richard Woodall.
Yeah, from all the first round contests, this fella probably impressed me more than anyone, but he's up against it in Sokolovsky, who's a much bigger man. But yeah, in those first rounds, Viisi impressed me.
Yeah, but you did say he began to tire in the last round.
He did, yes, so it'll be interesting to see what his fitness is like. But those first 2 rounds when he did most of his work, he was very good indeed.
Yes, and former, a reigning professional fighter here now in Kamil Sokolovsky from Poland, from Katowice, representing the Paco team. And he actually boxed in this tournament in February, lost on points to Milan Paunov, had a couple of MMA contests, and well, he's got a lot of good form. He's 26 years of age now and showed a lot of grit in his first bout, beating Matthias Lundqvist of Sweden.
Well, this fella uses his jab and uses it well, and it's going to be a difficult night for Viisi.
18 years old. Please welcome Sharia Viisi. And weighing at 102 kilos is 26 years old, Kamil Sokolovsky. And of course, Mr. Steve Smager is still the referee.
Quite right. So Kamil Sokolovsky then's got some very good form under his belt, both in kick and Thai boxing. Not a great deal of experience as a boxer, but he's a gritty, tough, hard man, isn't he?
First semi-final.
So here we go then, the first of a scheduled 3, and don't forget, if it's level at the end of 3 rounds, they will box another, and then another. And we could go on all night. No, I don't think it's going to come to that. So the Iranian against the Pole, and the Iranian based, of course, in Denmark. Steve Smoger, our referee. Round 1. Huge ring, Rich, isn't it? Yeah. 24 feet inside the ropes from side to side.
Yeah, massive ring, and I think that will help Sokolovsky in particular, who likes to work behind that jab and keep his distance.
Well, I thought it might have been the other way around, you know, giving the option here to Viisi, who you know, he's primarily a boxer. He's not a puncher, is he?
Yeah, but he likes to get in on the inside, doesn't he? So he would prefer, Steve, in my opinion, a smaller ring so he can close that gap.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, and Sokolovsky wouldn't have so much room behind him to actually move.
And there's marks of battle showing on the left eye there of Sokolovsky after that first round bout against Lundqvist. Got himself a nasty, well, a swelling underneath the left eye. An extra target then for Viisi to aim for. So can an 18-year-old beat a 26-year-old seasoned fighter who's had a lot of good form under his belt? Former Polish Muay Thai champion in 2006, K1 champion the following year, gold medal in the Black Sea Games in Bulgaria in 2007, Polish K1 champion, 2 years on the spin, 2008 and 2009, Polish international K1 champion last year.
That was a little bit better from Viisi there because he moved his feet in quicker. Up until now, though, Steve, Sokolovsky is commanding things because his ring work, his ring craft is a lot better because he's just moving from the centre of the ring, working behind that jab. So he's in control. What Viesi has got to do here, he's got to use movement as the key. Fast movements with the feet, in and out. If he waits, he's going to get picked off by the jab.
Yes, and the one thing I think about Sokolovsky that's slightly different to the man he beat, Alexander Pantukov, is that, you know, against Pantukov, he was so slow, Pantukov, you could get in, land 3 or 4 shots on the head and get out again without getting caught. But that's not the case here with Sokolovsky, is it?
Well, Sokolovsky is using his jab a lot better than what he did in his first contest, and he's been probably told that by his corner, but he's commanding from the centre of the ring, and that's key. He's making his opponent move on the outside, so he's controlling things. He's controlling the direction of his opponent, the movement of his opponent.
That said, Sokolovsky's not getting a whole lot of punches on target yet. Not a great deal between them, Rich, is there?
No. Well, I just think Sokolovsky's working a little bit better behind that jab, Steve.
Last few seconds and of round 1. Well, there's the round. Oh, very, very hard to pick. I'm gonna call that level round.
Okay, I'm going Sokolovsky there.
Fair enough. I think there's still quite a bit to play for here. I don't like to sit on the fence, but sometimes it's hard to make a decision, Richie. It was a close round, wasn't it?
It was a close round, not a lot in it. It just depends how the judges have looked at it. Did they prefer the work that Viesi did on the outside, or did they like that work with Sokolovsky behind his jab, his straight punches? That for me was just the difference.
Yep, I can understand exactly where you're coming from. And one thing that we can say that Sokolovsky is about 25 pounds heavier here in weight. So round 2 then of a scheduled 3. This, of course, our first semi-final in Bigger's Better 12, coming to you from Vильnюs in Lithuania, from the Siemens Arena. And this is round 2. So the Polish tough guy, Kamil Sokolovsky, in the white shorts, on the march here again against this tricky and reasonably quick Sharia Viesi.
Viesi needs to start doing what he did mainly in that first contest, where he was actually counter-attacking. He was beating his opponent to the punch. That was better. That was a good right hand. And again, so what Viesi did in that first contest, which was very good, he waited for his opponent to start an attack. Then he would jump, move inside and beat his opponent to the punch. He's very good at that. His timing's very good.
And of course, Viesi needs to watch out. He doesn't duck below the waist here, because that's illegal. And he'll get himself a warning for that, ultimately. Nothing, of course, wrong with having a pretty smart defence, as indeed I'm sure he has. Well, putting the shots together here now.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad at all again from Viesi.
He's done the better work so far in this second round.
Yeah, and rather just throwing single shots, he will put combinations together.
Well, he could be on for the 30 grand if he gets through this bout and wins it. Yeah, $30,000, of course, at stake here. Only one man will take it home with him.
Well, Sokolovsky there just showed me a punch that he should be throwing more of, Steve, as well. It's the right uppercut. A couple of occasions he's thrown it, not been too far away from it, so if he just adjusts a little bit and get the accuracy right, then I think the way Viesi comes in with his head low, he could walk onto a right uppercut.
Well, if you remember rightly, Rich, in the previous contest, Sokolovsky had a lot of success with that. And Viesi just trying to hug him nice and close when they get inside, so he can't use the uppercut.
Typical heavyweight boxing, in that there's a spurt of action and then they come together and hold, get a rest. But Viesi's head just went back there. Good left hook there from Sokolovsky.
And don't forget, we look at an 18-year-old kid here up against a seasoned performer, a seasoned title holder in Sokolovsky.
Sokolovsky again, just as I say that, he's starting to throw his jab, but I was just going to say he's neglected his jab, and then he starts to throw it. Maybe the instinct was there to throw that jab. But this is a better round for me from VEC.
Yes, I agree with you. So on your card, it'll be one apiece with one to play. On my card, it'll be a level round and one in favour of VEC. And there's the round over. And we've both gone for VEC there. So I've got VEC 1 in front. You've got them dead level, Richie.
Dead level. I thought the VEC shots there were a little bit sharper. Good right hand there, high on the temple. Sokolowski took that well, misses with his right uppercut. But VEC here throwing 3s and 4s on the inside. Got through with the first couple and just holds his man.
He's very confident, isn't he?
Yeah, and he was just beating Sokolowski to the punch here and there, wasn't he? So he just upped his game a little bit. Gets caught with the left up there, though, as he's coming in. A bit reckless there, that attack.
Yeah, that was high on the head.
He's that right uppercut. That misses from Sokolowski, but that's a punch he must concentrate on.
One round to go, then.
Final round.
Third and final round. So this is it. This is what we've been waiting for. This will settle the first semi-final. This is the third and final round between Sharia VEC and, of course, Kamil Sokolowski. And I've got VEC 1 in front. Richie Woodall's got them dead level, and there's only one round to play. Don't forget, if it's level at the end of this, they will box another round.
Sokolowski, like in round 2, starting the round very well, getting behind his jab, starting to throw that double jab, closing that gap down, getting to his opponent, needs to bring the right uppercut through after that double jab. And when you've got a man in front of you throwing a double jab, it's very difficult to actually defend against.
Absolutely. Well, that was one of your big weapons, wasn't it, Richie?
Yeah, the jab, double jab. My old man drummed it into me right from a very young age of using the jab and using those physical advantages I had.
Well, come on, VEC doing the better of the work.
Well, he's starting to come back into it now, Steve, but for the first 40 or 50 seconds of this round, I thought Sokolowski was well in control coming forward. VEC, for me, has got to throw more punches, Steve. Got to start putting those combinations together again. Getting tired again now, though, so VEC, like in his previous contest, just fading a little bit. And he's got to up the work rate here, up the tempo. That was a better right hand, but needs to work on the inside a little bit more. Yeah,
you noticed VEC beginning to flag in the final session in his previous bout, and that's happening here again. That was an untidy mangle.
Both took punches as well there.
But he looks like a fairly strong young man, doesn't he? VEC. You know, he's taking manly punches from a tough guy.
Yeah, he's fairly decent, isn't he? He's having a good go here. Throwing him in 3s and 4s, there you go, and then nearly walks onto a right uppercut from Sokolowski. But a great burst there, wasn't it, from VEC? Good little roll and left up coming from that roll there.
Well, we're inside the last half minute now.
This is a close round, Steve, this.
It's actually been a very competitive fight.
He is exhausted now, VEC. They're both tired, but VEC in particular is just showing real signs of being tired here. Good combination, Sokolowski there.
Yes, he's getting very ragged now, VEC. And there's the final bell. Well, I tell you what, Richie, I wouldn't want to pick a winner there.
Tough one to score this. I'm just going Sokolowski in that last round, so I've got it 2 rounds to 1 in favour of him.
Well, I've got it dead level at 29 points apiece.
Good right hand there from Sokolowski. VEC was just holding a little bit too much, a bit scrappy with the punches there. He put the combinations together, but too many times they were missing the target.
Well, Richie, if they have to fight another round, as they want to do here, they'll have to. If it's level, they'll fight another round. I've got them dead level. I know
it could
you
be
haven't.
level, Steve. Yeah, I've just got Sokolovsky one in front, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's level. And they both will not fancy doing another round.
Well, there's no way. There's no way. I don't think that Viisi could. You know, he was unwinding, wasn't he?
Yeah.
In the third round.
Really tiring there.
Coming undone. And
something about
fitness
this
counts
kid
for so much.
Yeah, something about him that I like. I do like Viisi. I think it's his speed that I like about him, and especially his counter-attacking. But as both contests have gone on, he's got more and more tired.
Well, here we are then for the official verdict from Jean-Philippe Lustig. What will it be? Viisi or Sokolovsky? I think it's level.
For the great fight. Winner by split decision and qualified for the final of biggest better number 12. Kamil Sokolovsky!
So Sokolovsky does indeed go through. Well done there to Kamil Sokolovsky, who gets himself into the final. And he's the first of our finalists, and he's done it, of course, at the expense here of Sharia Viisi. Well done to him. Well, we've got one more semi-final to come. That will be, of course, between Konstantin Glukov and Adrian Poputea. And I tell you what, neither of them would have the ability to beat Sokolovsky, in my opinion, Richie.
You might be right, Steve. We'll soon find out. I think Glukov, though, is very, very dangerous.
So there's the draw then. That's next. Konstantin Glukov in action against Adrian Poputea. For the chance to fight Kamil Sokolovsky for $30,000.
Konstantin Glukov!
So Konstantin Glukov coming to the ring. He's a Latvian. Well, in fact, he's a Russian, but based in Latvia. 32 years of age now, from the Alpha Gym in Riga. He had 6 amateur contests, won 3, lost 3. 41 wins as a kick and tie boxer, 8 losses and 1 draw. Was the Riga Grand Prix K1 champion in 2010, and of course the former world Muay Thai champion in 2007. And now we thought he had a draw against Mazdaboyev in his first bout, but got a split decision win. And up here against Adrian Poputea, Romanian, who's 27 years of age, from the Bacau boxing gym, and a very good amateur record, 100 wins, 30 losses. Former Romanian cadet champion in 2001, but senior champion 7 times between 2005 and 2011. Had a good win over Jonathan Pazzi in his first bout. We didn't think he'd done a great deal wrong in that, although he's a very light-handed individual. Tall, straight-backed, light puncher. So, who's your money on? I've got to say, mine would be on Poputea, because I think he's got the ability to outbox Glukov here.
Corner from Latvia, 112 kilos, 32 years old, Konstantin Glukov.
So there's Glukov.
And in the red corner from Romania, 95 kilos, 27 years old, Adrian Poputea.
So Adrian Poputea then.
And for this last semi-final, Steve Smoger with us.
So referee once again, Steve Smoger. And this is our second and concluding semi-final. For a place in the final to face Kamil Sokolovsky.
Same rules, touch gloves, God bless you. Touch corners.
So, 3 rounds to come. Don't forget, if it's level after 3, they will box another round. So we're looking at Konstantin Glukov in action here against this man, Adrian Poputea. Richie, come on, use your vast knowledge and experience to tell me who you fancy.
I fancy here Glukov to win this contest, Steve. I think he may be a little bit too strong for Popitea. So it will be very interesting if he can handle that strength, Popitea. Just the only thing that worries me about Glukov, in that first contest, there was a couple of occasions where he had his man over and he didn't finish the fella off. It looked like a little bit of, he didn't know really what to do, and he's very, very inexperienced. But I think he's got the strength here to walk through this guy, and I think that's what his corner will be telling him also. So it's an interesting one.
Very good dissection there, Richie. Of course, the old saying is, and I'm sure you'll back me up on this, you know, the boxer will always beat the fighter. We know that. Oh, he's had enough, he's had enough, he's had enough. He's hurt himself.
I think it was definitely from the...
Oh, his elbow.
His elbow.
Well, the referee's got no choice here. You don't get time out for injury. You either box or you don't. Richie, right or wrong?
Yeah, that's it. He brings them together, and rightly so.
Well, this could signal the end for Popitea. Now, Richie, once to get back to the point I was going to make, you know, there's an old saying, the boxer will always beat the fighter. Not true, we know that, but generally.
Generally, yes, okay. But obviously it just depends on how strong that fighter is, Steve, and it's all about styles, isn't it, at the end of the day? Certainly, I think this large ring will suit Popitea. He's got room to move. Glukov is a strong man on his front foot, but he doesn't really use his physical advantages. He boxes at range, if anything, and weights, which does surprise me with his physical strength that he has. I think in this contest, he's got to use that strength. He's up against a very light puncher, so he's got to go forward, push this man back, work his body, hurt him downstairs. And that's how I would go about it anyway.
Yeah, nothing to lose here at all. And not hard to take the fight to Popitea by any means. And Konstantin Glukov, well, as I say, lacks experience in a boxing ring anyway, but more than making up for it in other ways. Took a little left hook there from Popitea, who hurt his elbow in the first minute or so. And I think it all depends in this first round, Richie, what you're looking for.
Yeah, that was a good body shot there from Glukov. Good right hook to the body. The problem Glukov has, Steve, when he launches these attacks, he seems to go from long-range boxing straight into short range, but then he ties himself up, he gets too close to his opponents, he hasn't got the room to move and manoeuvre.
Right. Does nothing whilst he's there. And there's the body shot from Glukov right on the bell. Well, come on, Richie, I'm going to leave this one to you.
Thanks a lot, eh? Yeah, close round, but the body language there was bad from Popitea at the end of it. I'm going to go Glukov.
I'll join you. So a 10-9 round then for Konstantin Glukov from Latvia, but now, yeah, Russian originally, but now boxing out of Latvia. And very, very inexperienced. That's a decent long left hook there. Big looping punch from Glukov. Took one back, which was nothing.
I think what is quite frustrating for that Glukov corner, it would be for me anyway, that you know how strong this man is and he doesn't seem to use that. And I'm not saying just get in there recklessly and try and get to your man. You can do it structurally behind that double jab, move that head, close the gap down with fast feet, and then get to work. He just doesn't appear to be doing that.
So round through.
Good body shot
he's
there.
got him there again, yeah. Well, he hurt him in the previous round with the body punch. Didn't enjoy that one, Popitea. And he's going downstairs now, almost exclusively.
Yeah, showing bad signs there.
And again.
Popitea.
Well, if he can't hit the head, go for the body. There's more of it. And, Popitea, another good right downstairs.
Yeah.
And this could be the answer here now.
And that's the way to slow down a good straight puncher, a good mover. You target his body, that slows his feet down.
So Konstantin Glukov doing exactly the right thing here now. And that's a pretty smart tactical change, really, Richie, isn't it?
Just whipped one downstairs, didn't he? But you said it, Steve, in the previous round, right at the end of the round, Glukov catches Popitea with a super body shot on the bell. But if he'd have walked back to the corner and not showed the signs there that he was hurt, Glukov may not have thrown this right hand early in this.
Absolutely right. He knows what he did in the previous round, and he's going to do it again. In fact, he has done. And Popitea, of course, has not had the opportunities in this second round to get a great deal done. A lovely thumping right there from Glukov. Just go downstairs, Mr. Glukov. Forget the head. And there's every chance here that Popitea is a fairly, being a fairly light puncher, the chances are he takes a whack.
Yeah, he's just allowed Glukov to close that gap down far too often. He's abandoned his straight punches. But you remember, he's been hurt a couple of times downstairs.
And there's more to come.
Yeah.
More to come for him. And Popitea's worked hard. Sorry, my apologies. I meant to say Glukov's worked hard. Popitea has been under pressure.
Yeah, it's going his way because he's roughing things up.
And the problem here for Popitea, he's not in the greatest physical shape, is he, by the look of things?
No, he's a brave kid. He's coming back with shots. But there's nothing in the punches, Steve. There's nothing in Popitea's punches. Very, very light. Glukov again, right hand downstairs, trying to hurt his man. He's got through with a couple of good shots here in this round. Taken the round quite convincingly, I think, here.
Yes. Yep, 2018 then. 2 rounds in front, 1 to play. And we've got Konstantin Glukov 2 in front. Looks like he's going to make the final. But who will it be against? Don't forget, of course, the winner of this particular bout takes on Kamil Sokolowski of Poland in the final for $30,000. Worth having, Richie.
Certainly is. I wouldn't turn my nose up at it, Steve.
You don't need it, Richie. So here we go then for the third and final round, and we're looking at a dejected Adrian Popitea of Romania as he comes out for the final round against Konstantin Glukov of Latvia, but officially a Russian. So here we go. The shortest, heaviest and oldest performer, Glukov in the red shorts. Now, if he gets through this, that's a very good final against Sokolowski.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah. Straight away in this round, Steve, Popitea, I think he knows he's behind. He's coming forward. He's trying to beat Glukov to the punch. He's trying to force him back. So it's all or nothing for him.
But he's got no strength whatsoever, no. Richie, has he?
That was a lovely little slip there from Popitea. Just slipped to the right and came back with a counter. But yeah, they're having no effect at all. The punches are having no effect on Glukov.
Glukov, of course, knocking down the odd shot downstairs.
And remember, Popitea has just made the mistakes of psychologically, he's given Glukov the incentive to come forward. He's been hurt a couple of times. He's shown that hand again.
Lovely right hand to the body.
Yeah. They're the worst shots, Steve, aren't they? You know that as well as
Tell me about it. They are cracking right to the body there from Glukov, and he'll go downstairs straight away. And we've gone past the halfway point in this final round. And I can see him going again, Richie.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have an answer to it. He's very flat-footed now. So he's allowing Glukov just to move in and land that shot.
But we saw him when he fought previously
as well.
Yeah.
Just switch the attack there.
He's got him
and again.
It's all over, I think.
Big
yes,
shots,
it is.
yeah, no more.
It's all over. So a third round stoppage win for Konstantin Glukov against Adrian Poputea. So the final will feature Kamil Sokolovsky against Konstantin Glukov for $30,000 US dollars. And I tell you what, pretty hard, Richie Woodall, to find a winner.
Yeah, it's going to be a good final. Clash of styles. This man certainly found his range there, and terrific body punching from the second round.
He's got the strength
onwards.
as well, hasn't he?
Strong guy.
So a bit of replay then coming up here from the final moments of that bout.
He's out of the body shot going in, Steve. Super punch. There it is there. What a shot that is.
Yeah, that's the first knockdown in the last round. And it's a shame that Poputea wasn't any kind of shape, really, abdominally. But having said that, would it have made any difference?
Well, you know, a good shot like that downstairs, you'd have to be in very, very good condition not to go down from that.
Thank you. Winner by TKO in round 3 and qualified for the final of biggest battle number 12, Konstantin Glukov.
So there you are then. Konstantin Glukov is declared the winner, and he's in the final against Kamil Sokolovsky. What a good final that is. So you're going to see exactly how they got here. There you are. Semi-finals. Sokolovsky got through, as indeed did Konstantin Glukov. They will face each other in the final, but we've got one more bout before that between Lukas Zygmunt and Yanis Ginters. That's next. So welcome back then. It's just before the final. It's special event time. This is one of the prestige fights on the contest. It's a 4-round match between Lukas Zygmunt and Yanis Ginters. Or Ginters. However you cut it, Ginters or Ginters is a Latvian and Zygmunt is a Polish fighter.
Welcome back, live on EuroSport, live from the Siemens Arena in Vильнюс. This is the time now for the BB Prestige fight. 3 minutes for a round. In the blue corner, from Poland, Lukas Zygmunt.
So Lukas Zygmunt coming to the arena. Now, his pro record, all of his fights have taken place in bigger better in Portugal. He won 1, lost 2. And don't forget, he is, of course, Polish. And 29 years of age from the KO gym. And very interesting record. He was an amateur boxer. He had 160 bouts, won 130, lost 30. And former Polish super heavyweight champion in 2010.
And fighting in the red corner, coming from Latvia, Yanis Ginters.
So here he comes, and Jānis Gintas from Latvia, 28 years of age now, from the Alpha Gym in Riga. And as an amateur, he won 4 of 5 bouts as an amateur boxer, but he did have a boxing and, a kick and tie boxing experience as well. He was undefeated in 4. And had, I think, something like 60 bouts, twice a Latvian kickboxing professional champion, and also had a couple of MMA fights as well, won one, lost one. So a fair bit of experience between these two men, Richie.
Yeah, I actually remember Zygmunt from the last Bigger's Better when he boxed. Very tall, used his jab well. He boxed very well in his opening contest, but then he just faded in the second contest. I was quite annoyed by it, actually, because he looks the part, he really does, when he gets behind that jab, and he boxed well in his first opening round, and then he gets beat quite convincingly in the second time.
Weighing 105 kilos from Latvia, Jānis Gintas.
So Jānis Gintas in the blue shorts.
Still with Steve Smoger.
All right, gentlemen, we're going 4 rounds, right, Jean-Philippe?
Yes, exactly.
4 round, ladies and gentlemen. You know the rules. Touch gloves. God bless you.
Thank you.
So here we go then. This is our prestige contest on the programme, prior, of course, to our Bigger's Better final. And we're looking, of course, in the black shorts here at Lukas Zygmunt, under fire immediately by Jānis Gintas of Latvia. Now, big question, Richie, with a start like this, will it last?
Yeah, well, very positive start from Gintas. He came out and just ran across the ring, maybe trying to surprise his opponent. But yeah, and both of them fairly tall. But a positive start from Gintas, but just a little bit reckless in those first 10 seconds or so.
Yes, it's possibly going to settle down. And I think Zygmunt has got more boxing ability here than Gintas. But at the moment, he can't use it because he's getting chased. So you've got to be the governor. Got to get that left hand out and ensure that his opponent's kept on the end of it and try to work sensibly and assuage this marauding attitude.
And when you have an opponent who just rushes in the way Gintas did there, it's best just to sidestep and let him literally go over your shoulder rather than going back in a straight line like that and letting him push you back onto the ropes. Just a little quick sidestep to the left or the right.
You're absolutely right, Richie. Fair to say that this Latvian in the blue shorts hasn't got a great deal of class, but he's very determined, isn't he?
Well, he seems determined, but I think Zygmunt is in another league in terms of boxing ability and boxing skills. And as this contest settles down, unless Gintas catches him with a lucky punch, then I think we'll see Zygmunt here just land with the more accurate shots, because Gintas is all over the place as he's coming forward.
And I haven't actually given a great deal of credit to Gintas for his marauding tactics early on. I think Zygmunt has got this in the bag, don't you, at the moment?
Yeah, like I said, I think he's a much better boxer. But we've said that before, haven't we? And time again, you get proven wrong, because in heavyweight boxing, it only takes 1 punch.
Yes, I don't really think, though, that Gintas has got that, because, you know, he's not a disciplined puncher. You know, he throws his shots badly. Technically, he's lacking, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. He's trying to use his jab, but I mean, look at Zygmunt now, just finding his range and rhythm on the outside. He's settling into it much better now.
And fairly quick hands, of course, for a heavyweight. Not too many seconds left then in this first round. So Zygmunt has won the opener. Of that, I think there's little doubt. no arguments from you, Richie, I would have thought.
No, not at all. This was the very opening 10 seconds or so.
Yeah,
He just came out like a bull in a china shop, didn't he? But again, example of him closing the gap down, but didn't really know what to do again when he was there. Coming forward, Zygmunt probably made the mistakes of going back in a straight line early on in the round. But as the round went on, then he started to gain control and get behind his jab and get into a rhythm. And just picking his man off, as we see here.
Well, Yannis Ginter's made up for lack of technical ability by marauding. But of course, he got found out towards the end of that round, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. And I suspect Zygmunt will just carry on as he left off, just commanding behind those straight punches.
He might have to go through a bit of a charge, though, before that can happen.
And what Zygmunt's got to do here also, Steve, is just throw the right uppercut. I mean, as Ginter's is coming forward, he's just falling short all day long with that right hand of his, and his head is so low then, and he's in a great position to be caught with that right uppercut.
Well, nice to see that Ginter is making up the numbers. And, you know, it's going to be a fairly exciting fight.
Well, you know, he's having a go, isn't he? I think it's a case of he's got the will, but I don't think he'll find the way here.
Well, as you can see here, Zygmunt needing to use his boxing ability, skip around the ring and try and keep this man away from him.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're reaching a stage, Steve, early on in the contest where Zygmunt now should be starting to take control. He's in against a guy who is not up to his class in terms of his skills and whatever, so that's better from Zygmunt. There you go. He should start now finding the target regularly now with his shots. Should find his range and get into a rhythm again.
Yes, I think he will, Richie. Yes, absolutely right. Don't forget, this is scheduled for 4 rounds. Yeah, nice bit of work here now from Zygmunt.
Yeah, and Ginter's is really tiring, Steve. Really blowing there.
Well, there's nothing worse, Richie, than you know, doing your absolute utmost, skill level lacking naturally, and finding it gets you nowhere. Yeah, and that really does wear you out, doesn't it?
It does, and then you start taking shots as well. Remember, when you take punches, it takes a lot out of you as well, affects your fitness. And this is what's happening here. I think if Zygmunt was to up the work rate here, he would really push Ginter's into that uncomfortable zone, because when he's slowing down Zygmunt, it seems to suit Ginter's a little bit, gives him a little bit of a breather.
Absolutely. Well, Zygmunt's won 2 rounds out of 2. No problems there, Richie?
No, not at all. Showing his confidence there, just standing up in between rounds as well, working well with his jab. And Ginter's doesn't really know what to do, does he? He's falling short with those attacks. Walking on to shots here, good left jab from Zygmunt. That one didn't get home, but he's generally in control, and the referee had him about that on the side of the head. Comes back here with a good right hand and another one there, pushing his opponent back, keeping him on the ropes, working downstairs, switching the attack. So for me, Zygmunt well in control.
Halfway point then, round 3. Just reminded once again, Lucas Zygmunt in action here against Janis Ginters. So Poland versus Latvia. Well, holding on the inside there from Ginters. Can't really blame him. Not getting a lot of success out of this, is he?
No, he's been beaten to the punch. There was a nice right uppercut there from Zygmunt, but Ginters, to his credit, just landed that right hand. Yeah, referee's going to say, just don't turn your back on your opponent there.
Zygmunt possibly trying a touch too hard here. Nothing more than a simple jab will do.
It seems as Ginters having one last go here. He's pushed Zygmunt, his opponent, back a couple of times with those fast rushes. But again, he just can't find the quality in his work, can't find the accuracy in the punches.
Well, he needs to get back in the gym for another 6 months, I suspect, here, Ginters, because he's just not ready for this, is he?
No.
Technically. Although he's made a bit of a mess here of Zygmunt's face.
Yeah. A little bit disappointed with Zygmunt here, Steve. Should be handling this opponent a lot better than what he's doing. Ginters is all awkward, unorthodox, throws punches from silly angles and rushes forward, but you'd expect Zygmunt to handle it.
Yes, I think I share your disappointment, to be honest with you, because Zygmunt is getting hit with shots that, you know, a round ago they were hitting him, and he should have learned how to deal with that by now.
See there, Ginters misses with that right hand wildly, and Zygmunt failed to come back and punish him there. You make your opponent miss, you make him pay. He didn't do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's an old adage in boxing: make them miss, make them pay. And it's okay to do the first half, but if you don't do the second half, what's the point?
Exactly, yeah.
But full marks to Ginters here. He's having a go, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kept going, you know, and Zygmunt's failure to up the work rate is just probably giving Ginters a little bit of a glimmer of hope, and he's still in there having a go.
Yep, sheer dogged determination. Although another round in the bag there for Zygmunt. So 30-27 on our card, if I speak for you, Richie.
Yeah, same here, Steve.
One to play. Before, of course, our main event, which is the final of Bigger's Better. And just in case you've forgotten who's on, Kamil Sokolovsky will go against Konstantin Glukov in the in the final.
Ginters lunging forward, but walking onto a left up there. Head down, eyes closed, doesn't know where he's throwing those shots. Wildly missing there, but covers up and doesn't, as we've said before, doesn't get caught, and he should have. But there again, another wild swing. His accuracy is all over the place.
Here we go, fourth and final round as Richie summarises.
This is the final round.
So, Zygmunt, who won one and lost two of his Bigger's Better contests so far, in action here against Janis Ginters of Latvia. And got to say so far that Zygmunt in the black shorts appears to have won the first 3 rounds. This is the conclusion. Nice jab there from...
yeah, lovely.
Yeah, from the 29-year-old Zygmunt. He's had a nosebleed now for Ginters.
Well, Ginters again there, just slowing things down, which is probably to his advantage and his liking. The way he's coming forward, though, plodding forward. And Zygmunt, again, not really finding the target, and he should be.
Well, Steve Smoger's worked pretty hard here tonight. Yep, nose leaking a bit of blood here now for Ginters. He's had a go, though, Richie, hasn't he?
Yeah, you have to give him credit for staying in there. He just kept going. But needs to get back into the gym, does Ginters. Get some good coaching behind him.
Yes, technically, of course, at a different level, isn't he?
Yeah. Needs to work more on his approach, maybe coming in from different angles. He just keeps coming in on straight lines.
He's fit enough, and he's determined enough, and he's, you know, he's game enough.
He's fit and game, so there, you know, he's got a few untrainable qualities there that you need. Tolerance to pain and the game aspect of it. He's got those now. You can work with him definitely, but certainly needs a lot of work in the gym.
Well, a bit of a conflab there between Steve Smoger and Ginters. Not sure what that was about. Last few seconds then of the fourth and final round. Looks like a pretty clear-cut win for Ginters. Sorry, my apologies for Zygmunt. And there's the final bell. Well, I'll make that 40-36. Richie, the same as you, I suspect, in favour of Lucas Zygmunt. But decent effort from Yannis Ginters. But, you know, like we've both said, 6 months in the gym will do Ginters the world of good if he's got any serious intentions about making a living as a professional fighter.
Good bit of action here. This last round from Zygmunt. Just bringing his opponent onto shots. Ginters' game coming forward, but head down, fairly inaccurate.
Here we go then for the official verdict, and this, of course, our last contest before our main event of the evening.
Decision, Lucas Zygmunt.
Well, we did anticipate that Zygmunt would take the win here, and yet that he has done. So good luck to him. Bad luck there to Yannis Ginters, but, well, as we said, 6 months in the gym, and he could be a different man. So, main event still to come, the final
now,
of Bigger's Better.
This is the moment you are waiting for. The final of Bigger's Better number 12. Live here from Vильнюс, Lithuania. Let me introduce to you Mr. Jean-Christophe Courrèges, the Bigger's Better president, for a few words. Thank you.
I just want to say something. I want to thank my friend Jean-Philippe for being here tonight. His father, Maurice, passed away 3 days ago, and he was a big fan of Bigger's Better and boxing, and he asked Jean-Philippe before he passed to be here tonight. So Jean-Philippe flew and came today to be with us. And Jean-Philippe, thank you very much, and we love you, Maurice. We love you.
Thank you very much, guys. Ready for the final, now! In the blue corner from Poland, big applause for Kamil Sokolowski!
I'm my chip, boss man. I got this, yeah.
So Kamil Sokolowski coming to the ring from Poland, 26 years of age, done very well so far. You may remember he beat Matthias Lundqvist in his first bout, and then went on and impress. He beat Sharia Viisi in his second contest, and now he's up against possibly the toughest man in this particular class, Konstantin Glukov of Latvia, but a Russian.
Fighting in the red corner from Latvia. Please, big applause for Konstantin Glukov!
So Konstantin Glukov coming to the ring, the shortest, heaviest and oldest man in this tournament. And quite a surprise, Richard, to see him here or not.
Yeah, I think it has been. I think he's a guy it's frustrated me actually watching him, because I think there's so much more there. He doesn't use those physical advantages he's got, and yet he's in the final, so he must have something there, Steve. He's up against a fella here, Sokolovsky, who will need to work better with his jab to keep this man at bay. And Glukov, for me, has got to concentrate on that right hand over the top, because Sokolovsky keeps dropping his left hand. So, styles makes fights. It's the old cliche.
Yep, this is a 50-50 match for me, Rich. Yep.
Let me introduce to you the judges of the final of biggest battle number 12 tonight. From USA, Michael Zaftis. From USA as well, Daniel Baktasarov. And from Romania, Emil Irimia. Tonight, the referee of the final is, of course, Mr. Steve Smoger of Rennes. Ready for the final? Biggest battle number 12 in the blue corner. Weighing at 102 kilos, 26 years old, from Poland, Kamil Sokolovsky. And in the red corner, weighing 112 kilos, 32 years old, from Latvia, Konstantin Glukov.
So this is the final then, this is what it's all about, bigger's better.
Thank you for everything.
The last two men standing, and of course $30,000 on the line for the winner. Will it be Kamil Sokolovsky or Konstantin Glukov? You decide.
Final round one.
So three-minute rounds in front of us, and Sokolovsky in the white shorts. He's up against a very strong man here, Richie Woodall, in Glukov. We know that.
Yep, clash of styles. We've got one man with the white shorts there. Sokolovsky got to box at range, definitely needs to keep his man at distance. And Glukov, totally the opposite, got to close that gap down, whip that right hand over, box more at mid-range with that big right hand over the top and left hook also. So it'll be interesting to see if Sokolovsky can keep him at bay.
Well, I don't think we're going to see Sokolovsky crumble to body shots the way that Adrian Paputea did in Glukov's previous contest, where he won in 3 rounds. By stoppage, of course. Well, nice thumping left hand there from Glukov. Could he be the dark horse of this tournament?
Could well be. But Sokolovsky's got to be accurate here with the jab, Steve, because Glukov does come back with this right hand, but he not only targets it over the top, he also, we know he throws it downstairs, so we throw a right hook to the body. So if you're inaccurate with your left jab, then you leave yourself open, and we know he can punch with power downstairs. There you go, look, there was one shot.
Absolutely. And this Russian based in Latvia, 32 years of age. He's 6 years older than his opponent. And, well, we do know that Sokolovsky throws a pretty mean uppercut on the inside. And not a bad jab when he uses it.
Yeah. 2 or 3 times tonight. I've been impressed with the work. That was a nice little short shot from Sokolovsky on the back foot. That was good. Gain centre of the ring again, and that's what he's got to concentrate on, boxing in the spaces of the ring. So mainly that inner circle in the centre of the ring is where Sokolovsky's got to be.
Well, I think he's a good short-range fighter, actually, Sokolovsky. Having said that, that's exactly what Glukov wants. He wants an inside fight, doesn't he?
Yeah, he will fancy it all day long on the inside. His problem is...
Oh, he's got it!
Body shot, or was it a low?
No, solar plexus, absolute cracking shot there from Konstantin Glukov, and he may not beat the count here. He's hurt, he's in big trouble. Up at 8. And watch now, yes.
Oh, and again with that right hand.
And he's hurt badly downstairs. And he's got a big headshot there, that one hurt.
Oh, he's really going for it now, isn't he? Glukov downstairs. Right hand's left up, but it was initially that first left up downstairs that did the damage.
He's a strong man, Rich, isn't he?
Yeah, this is his type of fight now.
Well, he's going to be 2 rounds in front now with only 2 to play.
What a great round for Glukov.
10-8.
Hurt his man a couple of times there.
That was a lovely solar plexus left hand.
Yeah.
Oh, right hand, sorry.
Let's have a look at it, Steve. I thought it was a left up downstairs.
Oh, it may have been.
Shot. It's a good headshot there. Wild. This was later on, but Glukov definitely lands something downstairs. There's the left. There's the left hook, Steve. That was the punch.
Right in the worst place in the world to take a shot.
Yeah.
Forget the headshots, and that's a big headshot that really did wobble Sokolovsky.
Well, he switched there, didn't he? I mean, he hurt him downstairs, and then he delivers a left hook shortly afterwards to the head. But it will be a hell of a round now for Sokolovsky to get through this. Has he recovered?
Good point. That, as you know, Richard, those body shots, they linger. They stay with you.
Yeah. If you notice, he's keeping his right elbow tucked in now, is Sokolovsky. So he's trying to defend against that left hook to the body.
Oh, nice right up the top from Glukov. He could be 30 grand richer, you know.
He's looking like it at this stage, Steve. Boxing very well. Has this strange style. He has a low left hand himself, Glukov. He's inviting the right hand.
Yeah, but the shoulder's up, isn't it?
Yeah, he protects himself well with the shoulder. And there's that right hook to the body. And again, the left hook also he's targeting downstairs.
Yeah, his chin's nestled into his raised left shoulder, Glukov. So not that easy to hit. Not exactly Carl Froch, is he?
Well, Sokolovsky's shown a lot of bottle here, Steve, to stay in this fight. He's been hurt 2 or 3 times here. Still coming forward. I still think Glukov is winning this contest, though.
Me too. And I couldn't agree more. I think Sokolovsky's shown a lot of grit and courage here because he has been hit and hurt, especially downstairs. But, you know, full marks to Konstantin Glukov. You know, bit of a dark horse when this one started, but he's come through. Here he is in the final on merit, as indeed is Sokolovsky. But I've got a feeling that Sokolovsky might have had a slightly easier route, Richie. What do you think?
Yes, he has. But he's been hurt 2 or 3 times in this contest, so really has been a test for him now physically to come back.
Oh, that's a push. No knockdown.
Again, strange style and approach to this contest. Glukov, he's hurt his man, and yet he's not really going forward. He's prepared just to stay on the outside and pick his shots here and there.
Glukov, by the way...
It's not what you expect, is it, Steve, you know?
No, you're absolutely right, Rich. And Glukov, by the way, 20 pounds heavier. So there's not a whole lot between them, is there, at heavyweight? And I get the impression now that Sokolovsky doesn't think he can win this. Well, a 3-point gap now, 2017 in Glukov's favour.
Yeah, unless he gets stopped here, Glukov, I can't see him being beaten. He's well in front.
Yes, I can't see him getting stopped either, Richard.
No. Works well downstairs. There's another right hook downstairs from Glukov. Bit wild there, a bit reckless with that left hook coming forward.
And you know what I've got to say is, he's by no means the best technical boxer in the game. He's by no means the quickest. He's possibly the hardest puncher. But what's he done right, Richie?
He's been very, very awkward, and he's strong, isn't he, at the end of the day?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final round.
So, third and final session. And a nice jab there from Glukov to start this session.
What he's got to start doing more of, Glukov, also, Steve, after he's thrown that jab, it's like a distraction punch, if you like, that jab. He then should start whipping more right hands downstairs. So throw the left jab upstairs to the head, and then very, very fast right hand going down to the midsection.
Yes, and you're absolutely spot on about him being the most awkward fighter that we've had in this competition. And you don't just win it because you are awkward. You know, there's other things about you. He's strong, he's tough, you know, and he's got an idea as well about what he's doing, hasn't he?
Well, he's working well with the jab, but it's also, Steve, it's the body punching that has been the difference in the fights that he's had. He's worked well downstairs. Another good right hand again. And every boxer who's been in the ring will tell you that the body shots are far worse than the head punches.
Oh, absolutely.
When you can punch downstairs with power, if you got the accuracy, then you could go far in the game.
Although at 32 years of age, I don't think that Glukov is thinking about an extended career, Richard.
No. Well, I should rephrase that and say he could go far in the competition. Well, he's winning this final here, Steve.
Indeed. He'll be $30,000 the richer if the judges agree with us. Of course, no guarantee they will.
Those body shots have really taken the wind out of Sokolovsky's scales. He's just getting more and more tired. I think he's been really affected by them.
I couldn't agree more. See, they just pulled his knee up in anticipation of a punch landing.
And again, look,
it's hurt him, yes. Well, what kept him up right there?
The problem he has now, psychologically, he's thinking more of his opponent's attacks rather than his own. He's anticipating him coming forward. Glukov coming forward. He's more worried now, Sokolovsky, about his opponent's attacks, and that's bad in a fight.
Yes, he's also very, very concerned here about leaving himself vulnerable to a counter. Oh, he's got the big thumping left hand there again. Yes, full marks here to Konstantin Glukov. He's done exactly what's been required. And I thought coming into this that Sokolovsky might have had his number. He's got a big hand, lovely left hand there. That was a thumping left hand.
Well, that just seals it, doesn't it? That's the icing on the cake now for Glukov.
It's all over for him, I think.
He doesn't want to know.
No, he's going to carry on for the last 2 seconds. In fact, there's the bell. So a big, big win, surely. 30-25 in favour of Konstantin Glukov, who looks like he's $30,000 richer as a result of a very, very good win there over Kamil Sokolovsky of Poland.
Yeah, well, we said at the start, didn't we, which boxer could impose that style. Certainly Sokolovsky had to keep it long and box at range. He allowed his man in on the inside. Glukov landed with superb body shots. Left hook to the body was a big shot, and also that right hook. And he just got better and better.
Just got to say, by the way, about Jean-Philippe's father. He's our MC, Jean-Philippe. As you heard Christophe Courage say, Maurice died 3 days ago. Very nice man, by the way, having met him several times.
Cyprus for biggest better number 13, promoted by Christodoulou. And then August 24 will be for the first time outside Europe. August 24 will be in Morocco, a show promoted by Abdillah Railou at the famous Mazagan Beach Resort Hotel. This is the next 2 days of the famous boxing tournaments broadcast live and exclusive on EuroSport. The decision, please.
Now that's interesting. They've halved his money. I thought it was $30,000 for the winner. Maybe it's $30,000 overall. The winner gets $15,000, and the rest share the other $15,000.
Well, he's certainly deserved it, Steve. He's boxed well this evening.
Winner.
Yep, well done there.
By unanimous decision. Konstantin Glukov!
So there you are then, Konstantin Glukov declared the biggest better 12 champion, and good luck to him as well with a win there on points over Kamil Sokolovsky. Had it been another round, it probably wouldn't have lasted. My thanks once again to the former Commonwealth, European and World Champion Richie Woodall. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Right, thanks again for joining us. Don't forget, of course, more boxing action here on British EuroSport in the not too distant future. We'll leave everyone to celebrate and we'll make our way home. But thanks again for joining us, and enjoy the dancing girls. Of course, enjoy Konstantin Glukov enjoying himself out there. Until we see you again, do take care. Thank you and good night.